Welcome to the Foresight Scrolls, where we use the Foresight Suite of Tradingview Indicators to look at markets. We look at stocks, indices, cryptos, commodities, ETFs, so on and so forth. If you happen to be here on any given day and want me to look at something using the Foresight Scrolls and maybe a little technical analysis, just drop it in the chat and I would be happy to do it. So we had the FMOC meeting today, 25 basis point cut, not a lot of certainty around if we'll get another one this year or not, which some people were expecting that we would. So we'll see how this all goes. Also tomorrow, there's a meeting with China about the tariff agreement, so we'll see how that goes. It seems a little sketchy that that's right after the FMOC meeting today, especially since we were seeing a little bit of selling in the markets. So let's start out by looking at the S&P 500. Specifically, we look at the SPY, which is the ETF you can buy and sell, that tracks the S&P. We've talked about this for the last several weeks. We've been in this up channel since March. The flow of time is one of our indicators here. This is our trend indicator. You can see that it has supported this thing here, and here really well. We popped up at the beginning or the end of last week, I guess that would be, and the beginning of this week, gapped up into this channel again. We dojied yesterday, and now we almost have this hammer looking candle today. So if you know anything about candles, a solid hammer would normally say that we were headed to the downside there. So we are watching specifically on the S&P 500. You can see after hours, this post here is just mean that after hours there's a little bit more selling going on. As far as our indicators go, no premonitions on the price action here, which is what we normally look for. And then we're just sort of waiting for this to come up and roll over and hopefully give us some sort of a sell signal there. Let's jump on over to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin on the daily, you can see we were selling off just a little bit. What's really interesting is if we flip on our flow of time here, and we discussed this yesterday, we had three clear rejections off of the epoch, which is our line in the sand. If you're above it, you're a bull. If you're below it, you're a bear. Pretty straightforward. It is rejecting off of it. So we will see what's happening in the morning. This would have been an excellent short off the epoch and would have been in profit now had that been taken. If we go down to the 4 hour, oh, this is sweet. Go down to the 4 hour, you see we get a premonition signal here, a short spell here, and then it's just down we go from there. Also, just this morning, an update was dropped on the Mystic Spell, which is something that we've been working on for a while. Now the spells require one of three things for confluence, either an omen. These are these white triangles. Let's see a super signal here, but another larger white triangle, or that we also have a premonition relatively close to our long spell. So you can see here when we do get this bit of confluence in a long spell call, it looks really good. You know, we get a premonition, we get a short spell down, premonition, short spell down, premonition, short spell down. So working like it should. And you can see here, a part of what we've worked out is, even though you can see, you know, this called our Chronos wave, even though you can see the Chronos trying to flip around here, we're not making these calls. So we do make this call here, another one up here, this little pullback, which is both of these would get stopped out, honestly. But then we also get this guy, this guy up here. I think that we get this on the, let's see, 3 or the 4 hour. I can't quite recall. So that's what we're looking on Bitcoin currently. Not a lot going on, other than like the rest of the market. There's a little selling pressure after hours here. If we were to drop down, I can see this. You can see we've got support here, 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 and here. So one of the things I'll be watching early on tomorrow will be this. It's not actually as clear. This right here. Just a little technical analysis. We can see some chart pattern here. So we can see something like this. I'm sorry, I drew this actually awful. Let's try again. We go shoulder. Yeah, no, I'm actually not seeing this very well. This doesn't look quite as clean as I had anticipated before. No, it might be okay. Shoulder and possibly something like this. So this is something to watch for. I can see this on the 2 hour. We're getting a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders here. I'm not real confident in it. The pattern's not great, but it is there nonetheless. It's something like this. If we clean it up some, yeah, I don't know. It's somewhere in this vicinity. So we would want to see, ideally, if we were longing this, what we'd want to see is for us to get a premonition here, a long premonition, and then a long spell here. If that were to happen, by the way, that would be a really nice signal, because not only would we have the confluence of the Foresight Suite, but then we would also have some pattern recognition here too in the inverse head and shoulders. So that would be a nice little long. Currently, we've been watching an XRP play out almost like this. So it started quite a few days ago, and so far just hitting all the levels that we anticipated that it would hit. We saw pretty much every spike in price, so every shoulder, every part of the head, come up with a Foresight signal and then a spell on top of that. And we've been able to really watch that thing or work itself out and almost just be really predictive of the entire thing. So we've been looking at gold the past few days, and I thought that it'd be fun just to hang out with it and keep up with it. We said last night, if you look at our epoch, we've had this huge sell-off in gold. But look, it's just pegged the epoch for the past 3 days. So we can see that we got the premonition signal here. We got the short spell here. That's just money in the bank right there for us. And so now we're watching to see, does the epoch hold? Does it hold tomorrow by close? Do we get a premonition to the upside for possibly a retest of the breakdown up here? So we're going to watch this each day to see. I think it's going to be fun because people are really into gold right now, to see how this plays out. And as you can see, with a little bit of more technical analysis here, we have some level right around in here of this breakout. And so my guess is this thing could come up here and retest and then back down. And at some point, it's going to get under the epoch. It's going to retest it. It's going to come back down here into the support to test this support. That's what I'm thinking we might see there. So if you're curious about the Foresight Suite, if you think that you would like to check it out right now, we're inviting in new users because we're so new, we're so fresh. We just dropped this thing a few weeks ago. You certainly can go ahead and buy it, but right now we're allowing people through the gate just to check it out. And if you want to do that, you can go to ForesightScrolls.com. You could message us there through email. You can come on our Discord. That Discord's available there as well. And you can always check out our tutorials here on the channel. All right, the last thing we're going to check out tonight is I think this is the first time that we've done this in real time, and ideally this is what we want to be doing. This is Target. So you can see here, as of today, on the 8-hour chart, we have a premonition on target. We have a short spell on target. This is shortable for us. Now, the only drawback here is this thing started selling after hours. It'd be really cool if we would have seen this just go sideways a bit so you could get in on it to short it. So we're going to be seeing like how this thing plays out over the next few days. So I'm going to leave this target chart up just so we can say, hey, we called that, the day that it happened, that we called the premonition, we called the short spell, and then to see if we get a pullback, at least back down to this breakout area in here. Generally speaking, we're trying to get a couple of percent. That's 5% roughly down from where it's at right now. Maybe you get a couple, you get said like 3% still out of that, most likely. So that's it for the night. If you, again, if you want to check us out, come get in the Discord and you can get questions answered there. We have signals there for people that have the indicators, and we'll see you next time.